could see why it started to fail. It's just got a whole bunch of corrosion that built up in there. I'm gonna need to get probably just a small flathead screwdriver and scrape the inside of that so it seals again, because it is not gonna seal up against that crusty stuff. Okay, can at least get some of the threads though. Let's get this little flathead here. Probably wrap a tiny piece of fine sandpaper around that and do a little better job, but I think this will be adequate. Yeah, I think that's working pretty good. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Alright, should be good to go. I didn't bother getting the knob because I couldn't find the right one for this air compressor. I needed one with teeth that locked into the bonnet here. Though I don't think that really matters too much. I can't imagine that getting bumped, so I don't think that really matters too much. I probably could have found a knob from a different air compressor. There's a whole bunch of them. Probably somewhat universal, but they're like 15 bucks. I'll just use my wrench. I don't ever adjust this except from 100 psi up to its maximum 200 psi for like blowing stuff off, and then I'll adjust it back down to 100 psi for 90 psi tools. I do 100 psi to account for the drop in pressure when you activate the tool. So this doesn't get, I don't really adjust this too much, and at some point I'm going to add another one of these that bypasses the regulator so I can have full pressure when I'm blowing off projects or whatever, and I can have full pressure and not have to bother with the regulator. So I'll put like a T on this line back here at some point and mount another one of these, or maybe I'll just put it on the tank somewhere, but I pretty much just set this to 100 psi and leave it, so I'm not too worried about the knob, especially not for 15 bucks. So let's make sure this worked out. All right, looks like that's working to me. Had a weird couple pulses there to begin with, but yeah, that's freaking awesome. No more leaks. It started out leaking, and then I realized I could smack it with a hammer and get it to work. But I did that so many times I ended up breaking up the internals. Yeah, that is awesome. So glad to have my air compressor back. 90, 100 PSI. Got a little leak on that one, that's all right. These are easy to replace. And it goes away. Sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. That's the one I usually use anyway, so there's usually a hose in there blocking that leak. Freaking awesome. Got my favorite air compressor back. I've been needing this. The big air compressor in this shop has a really bad habit of putting moisture in the line. It's got a moisture remover on it, but it doesn't seem to work for some reason, and it really spits out a lot of water, so I really need this for using the plasma cutter and my other tools and stuff. So that is great. Really happy with that. And these little repair kits are so cheap, I might just go ahead and order another one just for backup. Make sure to keep moisture out of the tank and purge it every day. Every day you use it.